Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Robyn Brown made startling remarks on the Brown family in a recent Sister Wives Season 19 episode. Cody's fourth wife was 45-year-old Robyn. In 2010, she became a member of the Brown family. Robyn's marriage to Cody was documented in the first season of the popular reality series. In 2014, Cody formally adopted her prior marriage's 3 children. Ultimately, Cody had 4 women and 18 kids, but the large, contented family would not endure. 3 of Cody's 4 wives have abandoned him and the multiple family in recent years. In 2024, Cody and Robyn were monogamous by the time Sister Wives Season 19 debuted. They call their 5 children their core family, and Cody has been concentrating on raising them. He seldom ever talks to several of his older children. After a few years of being a large, contented family, the Browns began to disintegrate. Robyn mentioned in a recent episode that she felt they all did not do enough to raise their family. She attributes it, in part, to the family's gradual decline in religious observance. Robyn is more distraught than anyone else on Sister Wives by the breakup of the Brown family. Robyn married Cody mostly because she fell in love with his big, close-knit family, as she has stated time and time again. She desired for herself and her kids to share the same strong familial ties. She always hoped to spend her later years with her sister wives. Robyn's fantasy is dead now that she is in a monogamous relationship, and she largely holds Cody responsible for ruining the polygamist family. In a recent episode, Cody expressed concern that Robyn no longer valued him because of his 3 divorces. The fact is that Robyn lost a lot of respect for Cody because she wanted him to be a different guy than he actually was, and because the Sister Wives patriarch was unable to keep his family together. Robyn's positive impression of Cody might never return because respect is difficult to gain and simple to lose. Cody might lose Robyn as well if he is unable to reconcile with any of his previous spouses or adult children. When 22-year-old Aurora Brown, Robyn's daughter, joined a church during Sister Wives Season 19, she wanted Cody to assist in her baptism. The family celebrated with dinner following the baptism. Robyn expressed her disappointment that none of their children had joined their church during a confessional. Robyn, I do feel like we failed, regrets. She talks about the reasons she believes the family disintegrated, and her analysis is accurate. Robyn comes to the conclusion that the family's adults were all too preoccupied with themselves and not with what was best for the group. She also notes that they did not place enough emphasis on God. The Brown family was Mormon, but they gradually lost their faith. The family was frequently seen praying together during the first several seasons of Sister Wives, but this stopped in later seasons. The empty polygamy was insufficient to keep the Brown family together in the absence of the spiritual component. None of the 18 Brown children have expressed a desire to lead a polygamous existence. At least thus far, all of the adult offspring have opted for monogamous relationships, even though several of them are married and have their own kids. It is understandable that none of the Brown children wish to follow in their parents' footsteps after witnessing polygamy destroy their family. During Sister Wives Season 19, the religious status of the Brown family was discussed. Mary declared early in the season that she was at last prepared to break up with Cody. He appeared relieved that Mary had at last made the decision to leave. Long before she left, Cody had already moved on from the marriage. Cody remarked, "I needed her just to go away, because it took forever for her to finally realize it's been done and over for years." Mary was upset with Cody and wouldn't give him a pass, even though Cody was prepared to forget the entire marriage. They formed a covenant with their church because Cody was not legally allowed to marry all of his women. Mary went to the church officials to formally dissolve the marriage because she didn't want to be permanently bound to Cody. Cody informed Mary that he didn't respect the church's authority when she told him about it. Despite growing up in a polygamous household, Mary is still a devout woman who wants to manage her divorce in a healthy way. Cody might be considering his spiritual path now that he assisted in Aurora's baptism. The Sister Wives patriarch might opt to take a different route, or Cody might decide to go back to his faith. Cody will comply with Robyn's wishes if she wants the family to become more religious. Losing Robyn and his 5 surviving children is the last thing Cody wants to happen after 3 divorces. On season 19, Christine Brown isn't holding back and shows off the worst aspects of her ex-husband, Cody Brown. She lately disclosed a startling fact about him that demonstrates his partiality for Robyn. In addition, the Sister Spouses star referred to him as shallow for having irrational expectations on each of his spouses. Christine claimed that her ex-husband put pressure on them to always look flawless. In the most recent season, she showcases her new life with David Woolley. The pair frequently flaunts their lovely lives while criticizing Cody Brown for his poisonous behavior on the show. Christine had previously accused the latter of a number of things. She no longer keeps his narcissism and toxicity hidden from the public. Did Cody actually put pressure on all of his women to have a flawless appearance? He did all of this, but why? For what reason did Christine say that? Sister Wives, Christine believes Robyn is always superior to her. With her new husband, David Woolley, Christine Brown achieved her happily ever after. She no longer gripes about life because she has at last achieved all of her goals. The Sister Wives star does, however, have some prior scars. Christine recently talked about her life before she met the love of her life. She talked candidly about her interactions with Robyn and Cody. According to the reality TV star, her ex-sister wife was always better than her. Unlike others, she had a couch, decorations, and even a babysitter for her children. Christine began to believe that she was always given leftovers as a result. No matter how hard she tried, she felt that nothing worked with Cody. The reality TV personality is happy that she has at last received the love and respect she was never given in her marriage. Christine accuses Cody of expecting his wives to always look beautiful in Sister Wives. Christine Brown frequently grumbled that Cody never showed her the affection she desired. It seemed to her that he was never content with her. During her trip with David, the TLC singer recalls several unpleasant experiences. Janelle was being assisted by Christine and her spouse in her move to North Carolina. She talked of Cody's fixation on his wife's attire, hairstyle, and cosmetics. He liked makeup, she said. It seemed like you had to look good all the time. The Sister Wives star revealed that they frequently went camping together. As a result, Robyn would constantly apply makeup while Christine and Janelle spent all of their time cooking and cleaning. The latter ensured that everyone had a nice appearance. Because Cody wanted all of his wives to look attractive and act like ideal spouses, Christine branded him shallow. Therefore, she found all of these situations to be really annoying. She even mentioned how Cody would sit there and compliment everyone's appearance. Cody would sit there and compliment how they looked when we'd been sweating and slaving over the freaking food and cleaning up the campsite, the reality TV star wrote. At last, Christine realized why she was constantly feeling insecure. Her husband constantly made comparisons between them. Mary expressed a similar sentiment, describing how he would give her clothes to wear on dates, so she would always look her best. Cody Brown, star of Sister Wives, retracted his earlier remarks about not loving his 3 ex-wives, Christine Brown, Janelle Brown, and Mary Brown. Robyn Brown mentioned how miserable Cody, 56, has been since he dissolved his spiritual marriages to Mary, 54, Christine, 53, and Janelle, 55 in a teaser video for the Sunday, April 27th episode that Parade posted. I understand that you've been extremely angry, and I think the most important thing is whether you can process it enough to be yourself again, Robyn, 46, said to her husband. In response, he acknowledged that his attitude had changed. And I apologize, and I understand that I've been in a bad place. I apologize to you. I apologize to them. In a confessional, Cody went on to consider his previous breakups, stating that they had a detrimental effect on him. Plural marriage is challenging. From my narrow viewpoint, I believed it was only difficult for me, but I was unaware of how difficult this would be for my wife, he said. I'm attempting to move on, but I approach it with a certain cockiness and arrogance to combat the feelings. All of the shit I said about not loving my wives and other ex-partners was simply an attempt to express how I felt about it. The 18-year-old father went on. I was bullshitting myself. Oh yeah, I'm not affected by this, I said. Those nasty women are no longer there. In any case, I never loved them. Since it was my sole line of defense, this is actually the nonsense I was saying. That's what divorce does to you. In the past, viewers witnessed Cody's spiritual marriages fail, all of which were chronicled on the reality show. While Janelle terminated their spiritual marriage in December 2022, In Touch exclusively disclosed that Christine was the first wife to abandon him in November 2021. In January 2023, a month later, Mary and Cody jointly released a statement confirming their separation. Cody has been candid about his animosity against his ex-partners after all of the breakups. Cody claimed in a September 2024 episode that he wasn't in love with Christine, Janelle, or Mary when they were married. At the time, he stated, "Christine, Janelle, and Mary all decided to have me leave the house." Now, I'm not trying to play the victim. I'm just stating that things were the way they were. No matter how much I didn't love them, I was never going to abandon them. Cody responded to Mary's choice to go to church in order to get officially divorced earlier in the show. Cody claimed that their marriage lacked a lot of wisdom after they completed the process. "When we got married, I had no idea who she was." In a confessional, the Brown grandfather stated, "She was very different. I believed that Mary had some baggage that I was first unaware of. I thought I could put up with it. She is always upset with me, and I can't live in such world." Additionally, Cody expressed his disapproval of Mary's choice to attend the church, saying that the damage was done and that he didn't want to be seen as accountable to this church and all their BS. In North Carolina, Sister Wives star Janelle Brown and her daughter Maddie Brown Brush acquired land for a flower farm. But as time passes, TLC viewers are certain that it has already failed. Find out why by reading on. Is the flower farm no longer viable? When fans learned about Tata Farms, they were ecstatic for Janelle. They also undoubtedly wished her and Maddie Brown great success. But as time passes, it appears that it is still only a dream and will probably stay that way. Supporters were desperate for a success story. However, the reality TV stars received some wrath on Reddit this past weekend due to depressing news. The original poster shared several screenshots and concluded that it would only serve as a pretext to sell some merchandise. Additional criticism. The user also questioned whether the screenshot's location was Brown's backyard or the actual farm site. If they don't even know what's allowed in their own backyard, how do you expect them to build a farm? They asked, raising doubts about the project's feasibility. They acknowledged that they were annoyed by the state of affairs and called it a mess. They were also a little taken aback by Maddie's blog as it mostly concentrates on tributes to Janelle and stories about motherhood, rather than the more typical farm-related subjects like fun planting ideas or gardening tips. Fans respond worriedly. TLC fans have great expectations for Maddie and Janelle Brown, so it's not a cruel jab. However, one of them stated, "We all knew this was coming, driven by disappointment. Farming is not Janelle's forte. You don't get proficient at this kind of stuff easily, but did anyone anticipate that Janelle would be farming? I didn't. In reality, all they want to sell is homestead decor." Here are some further answers. Perhaps it would be more credible if Janelle was younger and more active. It simply isn't. Yes, it's challenging to maintain my normal life while still finishing some quite simple repairs on my property. I wish Janelle luck, but this isn't appropriate for a middle-aged lady. People who know how to farm and tend posture in it, making a career doing it yourself with just a backyard agricultural background, need to be hired or land rented out. Very unlikely. What was wrong? According to one of the screenshots, the two women had numerous issues. Together with Maddie's husband, Caleb, the two decided to build the backyard instead due to permits and other obstacles in North Carolina. They intend to renovate the ancient chicken coop and work on some vegetables. What are your thoughts? Is the flower farm doomed before it has even begun? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below and return frequently for all of your Sister Wives cast news and updates. I do feel like we failed. Robyn Brown passes judgment on the Brown family. Does she take any personal accountability? Introduction. Robyn's shocking confession rocks the Brown family. In an explosive revelation that has sent shockwaves through the Sister Wives fanbase, Robyn Brown has opened up about her feelings of failure regarding her family. But the real question fans are dying to know is, does Robyn take any personal accountability for the struggles the Brown family is facing, or does she continue to shift blame? In a candid interview, Robyn admitted, I do feel like we failed. But what does that truly mean? Is she acknowledging her role in the unraveling of the family dynamic, or is this simply another attempt to shift responsibility? In this article, we'll break down Robyn's shocking comments and analyze what they really mean for her future with Kody, the other wives, and the entire Brown family. Get ready for some jaw-dropping moments as we dive deep into Robyn's psyche and unravel the truth behind her words. Chapter 1. The breakdown of the Brown family. What went wrong? To understand Robyn's shocking comments, we first need to look at the bigger picture. How did the Brown family, once considered the epitome of a successful, polygamous family, come to this point of collapse? From Kody's increasingly strained relationships with his wives to the deep divides that have formed among the siblings, the Brown family is in turmoil. Kody's leadership crisis. For years, Kody was the head of the Brown family, but his leadership has come under fire as his relationships with his wives deteriorate. We'll take a deep dive into his decisions, particularly his actions regarding Coyote Pass and the growing tensions with the wives. The role of the wives. While Kody's leadership has been criticized, Robyn's relationship with him has been at the center of much of the drama. Did Robyn contribute to the division within the family? Was her closeness to Kody at the expense of the other wives? And if so, how did this influence the family's failure to stay united? Chapter 2. Robyn's statement. I do feel like we failed. What is she really saying? When Robyn says, I do feel like we failed, it's a loaded statement. But does she really mean it? This chapter will analyze Robyn's words and tone, questioning whether she's truly taking responsibility or simply making a vague, half-hearted acknowledgement of the family's dysfunction. The truth behind Robyn's words. Does Robyn's statement reveal genuine regret and accountability, or is it a carefully crafted comment to avoid direct blame? This chapter will break down the nuances of her statement and offer insight into what she might be feeling. Is Robyn scapegoating? Is Robyn really acknowledging her role, or is this an attempt to deflect responsibility? Let's take a look at her past behavior, especially regarding her role in Coyote Pass, her relationship with Kody, and her relationship with the other wives. Is Robyn the scapegoat of the family's problems, or is she complicit in the breakdown? Chapter 3. Robyn and Kody's relationship, a complex power dynamic. Robyn's relationship with Kody has always been a point of contention among the wives and fans alike. For many, it's clear that Robyn holds significant sway over Kody, but does she wield this power responsibly? Or is she complicit in making decisions that have ultimately hurt the family? Kody's favoritism. For years, fans have accused Kody of favoring Robyn, and it's no secret that this has caused tension with the other wives. Did Robyn play a role in this favoritism, or is she just another victim of Kody's decisions? We'll dive into her behavior and whether she's taken a backseat or actively influenced the family dynamic. Is Robyn just a pawn? Has Robyn been playing the role of a dutiful wife who is just trying to keep the peace, or has she been the one pulling the strings behind the scenes? How does her emotional and physical connection with Kody impact the other wives, and does this make her partially responsible for the family's unraveling? Chapter 4. The wives' perspectives. How does Robyn's admission affect them? When Robyn admits that she feels the family has failed, how do the other wives respond? Each woman in the Brown family has a unique relationship with Robyn, and this chapter will explore their possible reactions to her confession. Mary's reaction. Mary has often felt the brunt of Kody's discontent, and her relationship with Robyn has been tense. How does she interpret Robyn's statement, and does it add fuel to the fire of their already strained relationship? Janelle's perspective. Janelle, who has long been a voice of reason in the family, might have a different take. Does she agree with Robyn that the family has failed? And if so, how does she view her own role in the family's collapse? Christine's voice. Christine's exit from the family was one of the most dramatic moments in Sister Wives history. What does she think about Robyn's confession? Is it a sign of genuine self-reflection, or is it too little, too late? Chapter 5. The truth about Robyn's accountability. Does she own up to her part? Now, we get to the crux of the matter. Does Robyn truly take accountability for her role in the Brown family's downfall? While she has admitted to feeling like the family has failed, has she actually done anything to fix the situation, or is she simply offering lip service? Robyn's attempts at fixing things. Has Robyn tried to mend the rift between her and the other wives, or has she been more concerned with her own relationship with Cody? This chapter will examine Robyn's actions and whether she's made a genuine effort to restore harmony within the family. Robyn's self-reflection. In past seasons, Robyn has been portrayed as the emotional center of the family, but does she ever acknowledge her flaws and mistakes? Does she truly believe that her actions, or lack thereof, contributed to the family's dysfunction? Chapter 6. The Fallout. Will Robyn's confession change the Brown family dynamic? As Robyn's admission begins to make waves, we must consider what the future holds for the Brown family. Will Robyn's comment be a turning point, or will it simply be another moment of fleeting drama that fades into the background? Can the family heal? After everything that has happened, is there any hope for the Brown family to reconcile? With Christine out of the picture and Mary and Janelle feeling increasingly disconnected, can Robyn and Cody rebuild their family, or is it too late? The role of the children. The children of the Brown family have been witnessing the collapse of their family unit for years. How will they react to Robyn's admission of failure? Will they support her in her efforts to rebuild the family, or will they see this as another sign of their parents' dysfunction?